You guys are going to need to bear with me here because I've got some new equipment and I'm trying to learn it, but also this is a new walk, so bear with me with the video. All right, so we're here at the home place. We thought we would show you the new entry to the museum, or not the museum, but the cemetery. So of course there's the museum. Oh, let me get up. I'm using this new gimbal here trying to figure this stuff out. So there was the museum, and this is of course the bridge Devil Anse built. The new bridge we built over there for the entry. But we're going to check out the new entry. It's really close, so you don't even have to walk very far from the home place. So the new entry, of course, is right down here. Oop, there we go. Right down there. You can see the cones and stuff are still up. It's not open yet. We're going to sneak up the path, but of course, you know, Devil Anse was quoted. He'd put a moat around his property to keep the McCoys off, and he'd get them before they came across. So this, of course, is the moat wall around the property. Dad's still got to come and get his backhoe from working on the bridge. But anyways, this new entry was built by the Logan County Commission and the West Virginia Department of Transportation. It was funded by the Department of Transportation. The Logan County Commission requested the project. They leased the cemetery from the family member who owns the rights to it in 2014. And 2016, they received 3 grants totaling almost $1.3 million. And this was, by the way, the old Logan County Commission, not the commissioners we have today on the commission. So I want to make that very clear. But the old county commission got all this funding to do this project. A lot of companies were paid to do the work, but the work was never done. So when I came into town, it became a priority, and to make sure that I saw this project seen through. And I knew the money was gone, never to be found again. So I just focused on trying to get them to complete the work that they were supposed to have done. So luckily, the new commission and I have worked together, I guess we'll call it, to try to get this new entry set up. So it'll be a lot easier for people to visit the cemetery because, of course, it is quite a hike up, and then the old cemetery entry is washed out, rocky, as crazy rocky, crazy steep. So I'm sure this one is still steep, but it's got to be better than what's there today. This, of course, was Devil Anse's farm, the field that's beside me. This side over here has got a natural spring about right there, so they can't even mow this side of it because it's like a swamp on that side, so it's got to be dried up. But kudos to the new Logan County Commission for getting the project completed. Very happy about that because we have a lot of tourists who come here and visit the cemetery. And of course, this is a first impression and a lasting impression when they leave Logan County of, you know, what they think of the area. But as you can see, they've done a curb here for drainage, you know, rock around the creek beds to hold the creek beds up. They've paved the new drive. As you can see, the trail riders coming in all day, every day, which is great. The plans for this that I have are about 75 pages. And it seemed a little more elaborate in the plans, but again, we're missing funding. So I'm just happy to see what's here. It looks great what they have done. So you've got a bench here. Of course, they've built walkways. This through here will be handicap parking. That up there will be bus parking. But it's a huge improvement over what was done. Of course, there's the Troll's house straight across the street. Anyways, so this will be the new entry bridge. I think they've done a great job with it, so I hope they paint this though. I know they're not done yet. They're still working, but I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek. All right, so let's take this journey. I guess this would technically be the first Hatfield crossing. This new entryway to the cemetery, when I come to think of it. But it's a beautiful day out here. So hopefully we don't run into any snakes or critters along the way. Now, one thing that I don't know what these posts and locks are going to be for. I guess they might be locking it up. I don't know. But I know we had discussed that this path was supposed to be paved. And it was supposed to be paved in the original plans. There's another car probably about to have an accident. These cars come around this corner. 6 of them flipped last year. It was crazy. Anyways, but this path actually is not going to be paved. Come to find out, it will remain a gravel path. Still pretty steep because clearly you are climbing up the mountain. I have bad knees, so I use my walking stick every time I come up here. Plus, it's good to have in case we run into any snakes or something along the way. But the construction guys did warn me that there's a lot of leaves on the path right now. Of course, clearly, it's covered up. It can be slick, so it looks like they put in some drainage to keep everything from washing away, which is great, because that's exactly what's happening with the, well, they did a good job. It's even got like a funnel in it, but that's exactly the problem with the current entry, is that there's so much drainage coming off the mountain that you can't walk up it. It's like a riverbed now at the original entry. But you can see here's property line. I got property line on it. But these hills, everything through here, actually are supposed to have other graves on them. They were dozed off, from what I understand, years ago. Don't know why, but they were. But that's their view looking back. So you got a steep climb up front, and it levels out. They bring you another steep climb, then you're leveling out here again, and then you curve and turn and go on up this route here. So good thing is it gives you a few little breaks as you're coming up. But this is pretty flat right here, which is nice. It's definitely a longer walk than the original entry. Oh, this is nice. This is flat, but it's a lot flatter, a lot easier to walk it. Much nicer than what I thought it would be. Actually, when I come to think about it, I bet you this is the horse path that Devil Anse took that would have connected back through there and went back to the home place. That comes out behind the outbuildings in the back of the yard. That's why this is flat, I bet you. It's a nice flat area to walk. And then you have another little hill right here. I've got this new camera gimbal I'm trying to use and figure out, and I figured with so much moving and walking and climbing that it might be better for you guys and not be so shaky with the camera. And I got a mic which is supposed to cut out on all this background noise, which I hope does. So here we're actually entering the cemetery. See, there's a grave right here already. Helen Hatfield. I'm not sure who she was. See, there's graves all on this hillside. Everywhere. But this, of course, is the county property line right here. So the county owns this piece of property the new trail's on. See all these graves? More graves. See, then there's headstone. Let's see if I can get this. Zoom out, yeah. So the cemetery is actually over 2 acres. But what the family owns is where Devil Anse and all the descendants lay at rest right there from the feud, which is really not even a 1/4 of an acre, I don't think. But they put in some more drainage here, which is great because, again, that's what's happened with the last one, is all this drainage over 100+ years has eroded the entry path. This is going to be a problem here. Clearly, this is a briar patch. It's even starting to grow up, so somebody's going to have to maintain that. There's another one. But this should come out about midway from the hill. I know where I'm at now. This right here is the road that goes up to the cemetery. So you come this way and then turn and go up. So there's the path we just walked and came. Of course, turns there, goes around the mountain. Nice and flat for the most part. This is the original path, the original walkway that comes up, road, I guess we'll call it, that comes up. I've worked a lot on this road here last year, year before last, trying to get in all the big boulders out of it, make it as smooth as possible. But of course, the erosion it starts rutting out as you get around the corner and go on down. But now, this right here is the county's property line where we're at, where we stopped. And then right here, the road turns and goes up the mountain, which is to the cemetery right there. So we'll go ahead and head on up there. But this part, if I'm not mistaken, is not on the county's property line. So the county cannot help with this portion, which again, this is the worst part of the hike. Always has been. I beat my side to side to death, punctured tires, everything, going up and down here trying to do maintenance and clean it up and everything. But that's been a labor of love. As you see, there's some really sharp boulders that stick up, and they were puncturing the bottom of my ATV and the tires. But this part is now leased by my troll next door, and which is technically the Hatfield Cemetery Historical Society, and they are responsible for this now. But if you want to make any complaints or anything, be sure to give them a ring. But hey, how are you? Where are you guys coming from?
North Carolina.
North Carolina? Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Check out the museum down the road. So you walk on up, and of course here is great grandpa Devil Anse and his headstone, whatnot. All right, so here we are at the bottom of the hill. I had talked in the past about this being paved, which I was told it would be paved, but again, something's better than nothing, is where we were at. But you know, I know a lot of people have asked about getting wheelchairs and whatnot up here, and I don't think that would be possible even if it was paved on this new path, because the incline is just way too steep to get up there in a wheelchair. It would be a very fun ride down, to say the least, on some wheels. Um, but they've done a great job with the path. It was quite nice. Longer, of course, because you're kind of walking behind all these houses over to intersect with um, the old path. But hopefully they paint this. This would be nice painted black or brown. But yeah, this is the new entryway. And hopefully it'll be very useful for years to come for people coming to pay their respects. Met quite a few people while we were up there. I tried to stop the recording to talk to them, but anyways, as you can see right there is my sign for the entry to Devil Anse's old bridge where we just walked away from. So it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Homeplace. So you could park here or walk to the Homeplace, or vice versa, park at the Homeplace and walk here if you needed to or wanted to. But there's a lot of, you don't notice them till you're looking, but if you even look like right here, if I can get the camera to go there, that's a perch right there. So it wouldn't surprise me if there were even guards perched up this little bit down from the house, watching out who's coming up the road. But of course at the time, hardly anybody lived here but him. I was even told the creek was moved, which the state road proved it to me when I went to put in my bridge down here. They sent me the plans and everything, which show his original home, where it sat, the size of it, and the plans where the creek was moved. But you know, half a mile up the road, we have the intersection for the Hatfield Trail system, which is an ATV trail system. And then this highway is also designated as a motorcycle bike route as well for the state, like a tourist bike route. So it's a busy road, to say the least, but I hope you guys enjoyed our little trip. Of course, this part here is the old farm, and everybody calls it the bridge to nowhere. Unfortunately, I don't own it. I've tried to acquire it, but the owner is just being ridiculous on the price. I think he feels like it's in New York City just because it's beside the cemetery. He thinks it's worth a lot, but this whole side over here is a swamp that he owns, and he's in a land dispute with half of that. So this is the only dry usable piece here, which butts up to my property, the tree line. But this was Devil Anse's farm, and his mill, from my understanding, sat right over there. And the tree line is where Fred, his pen was, and he went up behind my buildings over there to visit the kids at the cemetery. That path right there you can see go up. But yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed it.